Hey guys, DJ Spacers here, in it with another video. This time reviewing the CT-636 and the CT-615, both by Casio.
Casio. Let's see here.
Oh no, it's a rocket launcher. Casio digital synthesizers with Casio PD sound.
Casio.
These 61-key portable jam masters were manufactured sometime between the mid to late 80s, give or take, as the name might suggest. The 636 is a couple years newer, although I don't know by how much. There's not a lot of information out there about these. It's that kind of keyboard that's been around for a while and just you kind of find it everywhere, and so you don't see a reason to document anything about it. The 615 I obtained a couple years ago at a yard sale for $5, while the 636 is a long-time family treasure. My uncle actually would play this way back in the day, and he gave it to us when my siblings and I were but munchkins. We destroyed this thing. We played with this so much. We loved it. It's such a gem. My goodness, the fact that it's also survived all of us says something. So, let's jump into it. As the older of the two, the Casio 16 does not have as many functions right off the bat. It has a much more sleek Hershey bar block design. You have a single speaker here on the corner, and you have a compartment for batteries, which is what I'll be using to power this because I don't have the cord for it. The 615 is a lot heavier than the 636, primarily because of the heavy metal bottom that holds it all together. On the 615, you have your power switch, your main volume, and then you have what they call an accompaniment volume and a rhythm volume. So from the F sharp all the way down on both keyboards, you have what you can do a chord section. You have all your rhythms to select for that section, as well as for drums. You have different fillers and things you could do for that as well. You can choose the tempo. You can do the selection button, which will allow you to choose whether you want the top or the ones on the bottom. Same thing over here, you have that selection thing for the instruments themselves, for either the top or bottom for all these choices. They also have something with auto harmonize, and then a tone bank. And the tone bank allows you to pair up any two sounds at once. Actually, that is what all these things on here are for. It's the same with the 636. And then you have your demo button. The only connections they have on the 615 is a plug for your power supply, an output port, and then actually a sustain port, which is unique to this model, at least compared to the 636. Now, the only sounds that the 615 has different from the 636, for whatever reason, is the first rock loop. Not sure why. The only other thing is different too is the demo. The 636, on the other hand, decided to amp up the demo. The 636, on the other hand, it's a lot lighter, mostly plastic. You have your speakers on both ends, and everything else is about the same. Although this does have two speakers, it only works at a little bit of volume. As soon as you put it up any higher, this is the only one that works. That one just cuts off. So if you didn't like the 615 for the fact that you only get one speaker. You don't really have an option here anyway. You have a lot more sounds. You have more rhythms. You have a lot more of these drum sounds as well, highlighted on right above the keys here. You don't have that many on the 615. Unfortunately though, you can't adjust as many of the volumes. You have a main volume and you have your accompaniment volume here on these kind of different sliders, if you will. On the top here, you have all these different names of all the combos you can do. Many, many to come. I mean, who doesn't want to have a name like Slap Choir? That is awesome. Or Slap Chime.
The 636 has the same sounds pretty much that are in the 615 as we've looked at. However, it has a lot more. So I'm just going to be going through here, kind of demonstrating some of them. There are many videos out there just going through each little one, hitting each button. And I'm not going to be doing that here. I'm just going to be kind of playing a little bit and seeing what we think. So, here we go.
Piano.
So you have a lot of like just ancient sounds. You have jazz organ.
Some of these just have really good effects. The bells I like because it has this really neat delay sound. Another classic is the brass. And as I said before, you can pair them up. So if you want to do strings, you can pair that up with something else. So you'd select tone bank, and then you would pick something else. So right now it'd just be default on the piano. And you can switch that to whatever else you'd like. Then you have your rhythms, your drums. Same thing as the 615, you can switch the tempo. All these different types of rhythms. Play a little demo and call it good. Now, reviewing everything we looked at and seeing the pros and cons of each model, which one would I choose?
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
The Casio CT-636 has a lot more sound. It has a lot more modes, has a lot more options, and for me, I just prefer that. I like the 615 for the weight, for the sustain pedal option. I think it has much cooler aesthetics as far as a keyboard goes. But the 636, on top of being a staple of my childhood and growing up with this, is really my main keyboard. I might not have the same opinion as all you guys, so if you guys have a preference or a pro or con or anything else you'd want to add to this, just put it in the comments or, you know, share it with everyone. I want to know. I just kind of know only some things here about my own little research, but if you have a preference or even if you prefer a different CT model, let us know. I've only tried these two, but there's many, many more. So I'd encourage you to take a look. These are awesome additions. These have great sounds. If you ever come across one, I'd highly recommend taking it, especially if it's $5 at a yard sale or a hand-me-down. The 636 is gonna stay in my collection, that's for sure. Or in the back of my car, as it has been.
Alrighty guys, well, I hope this video has given you some insight into the Casio CT-615 and the CT-636. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for participating and looking into this. And that's all for me for today, or maybe even a little while. I'll see you later. And y'all stay awesome.